The New York District Court has just ordered both Ripple Labs Incorporated and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to come along with themselves, meet in person, and discuss settlement matters for at least an hour. Meaning settlement is on the table and is likely to happen between Ripple and the SEC. But this isn't a shocker because things have been unveiling over the last couple months. More specifically, back on July 17th of 2023, Judge Sarah Netburn had ordered Ripple and the SEC to agree to possible settlement dates that they could both sit down and negotiate settlement discussions on. The meaning being that the court didn't want to resolve this matter through litigation and would rather had preferred and still prefers Ripple Labs and the SEC do a settlement through mediation rather than litigation. Now, I know my fair share of legalities with regards to the litigation phase of the court, trial, mediation, and this is just because I'm an accountant. I studied to be an accountant, and one of the main things that we look over is exactly that, court cases. But typically, through my knowledge, the court doesn't really care whether the two parties end up settling or not, specifically after you've already gotten far into the litigation phase. See, the way a typical court case works, if the judge, decides that they don't want to do any extra steps, is prior to the actual court, the judge comes out and says, we would prefer both these parties to do some type of discussion to decide whether they want to proceed with litigation or not. But we are way past the stage between the Ripple SEC lawsuit, and what makes this even more interesting is that now that the SEC is pushing for, trying to get a settlement because they feel like they're going to lose the case, the judge has decided to even emphasize that they want a settlement as well. And what is going on right here is the judge is telling both these parties, find a way to resolve this case out of the court orders, otherwise it's going to look very bad for the SEC. And while this isn't the exact advantage for Ripple, but it really carries no impact to them, and it probably is actually even an advantage to Ripple, as if they're able to get this lawsuit resolved through settlement, Ripple could potentially also be granted the non-security status for XRP for institutional investors, rather than the partial win that they received at the very beginning, giving only Ripple XRP non-security status for retail investors and not institutions. But the point that I want to make here, and I want to emphasize and kind of make clear, is that right now we're seeing the court actually try and prefer settlement rather than the process of the continued trial phase and the continued litigation. And this is, I think, solely because of the fact that the entity that Ripple's fighting and the entity that's most likely going to lose is the government entity, which is the SEC. And this is not a really good thing for any court district because it's a government entity similar to how the court district is a government entity. So their goal here is, rather than making somebody win the lawsuit and lose the lawsuit, let's finish off with a settlement, let it be a win-win situation. But let's have an exact look at the conclusion and the judge ruling an order in and of itself. As you guys can see right here, it was made clear that prior to the final pre-trial conference, counsel for both parties, along with the parties themselves, shall meet in person for at least 1 hour to discuss settlement of this matter. So ordered. Now, this order came from Annalisa Torres, but funny enough, when looking back at the original order that was given actually by a different judge, and this was phase 1 of the SC Ripple lawsuit, Sarah Netburn, to which she had made clear that both parties had to agree on 6 to 8 weeks beforehand a date for them to go ahead and meet and discuss settlement. So these are multiple judges all affirming one key thing, and that is we need a settlement date. You guys have to sit, you guys have to discuss, you guys really have to resolve this throughout the process of trial, but without actually reaching the trial phase, because we want to end this lawsuit, cut it short with a settlement before it actually goes in front of the jury. And again, there's a lot of confirmation that this is happening behind closed doors and that both the SEC and Ripple want a settlement, mostly the SEC because they feel like they're on the losing hand, and the other government entities want a settlement to happen because of that. But as you guys can see, this is the formal United States Securities and Exchange Commission website, and it has been stated that there's a closed meeting set to take place on October 5th of 2023 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the topics of discussion really emphasizing settlement. 4 key topics: institution and settlement of injunctive action, institution and settlement of administrative proceedings, resolution of litigation claims, and other matters related to examination and enforcement proceedings. All 4 topics related to settlement, and all 4 topics at a critical time of most likely there being a settlement meeting and discussion between Ripple and the SEC. So really that's for the legality, the legal side, the SEC Ripple lawsuit side of things. Let's shift over to the price. And I know while a lot of people don't like the price, discussing that or, giving out numbers, the point here is not for me because I'm not a financial advisor, but to show you guys what people are talking about, what experts and analysts are telling you the price is going to be. Specifically after there's been a lot of extremely bullish news, like James, the Ripple official, revealing over 30 countries will be announcing their central bank digital currency cryptocurrencies on the XRP ledger, and we're seeing multinational institutions do exactly that. For example, just recently on September 26th of 2023, the multinational Rencom Network rentable asset company decided that they were going to bridge their native token RNT coin onto the XRP ledger. Now, if you don't know, this is so important because Rencom Network actually only allows RNT as a method of payment on the rentable assets, meaning any type of multi-million dollar, rentable asset, whether it be a commercial, residential building, is all going to have to be paid through the RNT coin. And if that's bridged onto the XRP ledger, it means the transactions are going to indirectly flow on to the XRP ledger in and of itself. Plus, when looking at the value of RNT, this coin has been substantially surging. We can clearly see in the article it affirms there has been an astonishing 3,000% in the single week, and I think it says that there's approximately 38,000 or 39,000% increase in the coin's value over the last month. And I've talked about this coin specifically before because I'm intrigued by how efficient it is and the fact that they're building on the XRP ledger. And to top it all off, again, it is very low supply, meaning there is very little of it. It is used for a crucial purpose, and that is it has a real use case. It's a real utility-based coin that is for rentable assets. And this coin has just surged in a bear market, which is honestly shocking to even see. Right now, we see a lot of coins down in value. This coin's actually up in value, and we're looking at 25-30,000% in the last month. Now, I told you guys about this coin because I had seen it form a breakout pattern back before it pumped 30,000%. I think it was around 12 cents or 10 cents when I brought it up, and I said, okay, the chart analysis says there is a bullish breakout pattern, and now we're sitting at 46 cents. It actually retraced, but it hit a high of around $1, guys. It hit a high of around $1. Right here it shows 94.98 cents. But the point here is that another breakout pattern has formed right now, and it's the exact same one that we've seen when I told you guys at 10 to 12 cents that this looks like it's going to happen, it's going to break out. Now we're seeing it again. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to buy any coin or not buy any coin. What I'm purely saying is do your research, because there are some utility-based coins like RNT and XRP that, especially if you're in early, because this is very early, this is a brand new project, I'd like to call. A lot of projects have been publicly released for years. I think this has been in development for 2.5 years is what the CEO said, and it's been about a month and a half, I think he said, public when he put out the partnership announcement confirming that they're building on the XRP ledger. But this is a very interesting project. It is my personal favorite. I'd have to put it on the list with XRP. It's got to be XRP and RNT side by side. And the best part about this is they're both building on the XRP ledger. One is the XRP coin. The other one is a coin that is honestly substantially important. It is so critical for the world. It's going to probably dominate the entire rentable asset space in terms of it being a rentable asset coin. Similar to XRP, they're facilitating the Rencom Network, the actual company, facilitates a lot of money on a day-to-day basis, specifically for rentable assets. So these are two crypto companies that are going to truly dominate the crypto ecosystem. And this one is early, extremely early, because they're still brand new. But the point here is that this shows you how big and how critical the XRP ledger is as these multinational institutions are planning to venture into crypto spaces. And, as these multinational institutions begin to try and build, they're looking at the XRP ledger to, bridge their coin or to build on it. I see a lot of other companies also trying to build on the XRP ledger. So it shows you the importance of this ledger and its efficiency to where these multinational institutions are looking towards building, on it and using it to facilitate these payments and for cheap transactions. Now, in all honesty, I think it only makes sense that as there's added utility and use case, then automatically the value of XRP has to go up. But again, that doesn't mean that XRP is going to just skyrocket to $10,000 in a single day just because one company decided to use it. Plus, most of these companies and even countries that are building on the XRP ledger are still in their trial phases of building on the ledger and have not officially used it on a global scale. For example, even the Republic of Palau, which decided to build their Palau-backed US dollar stablecoin, is not fully functional yet. So it's not out in the public. They're not officially using it. They're currently in their pilot program. I think they just concluded their pilot program. So it's still in progress and it's not out for public use yet. So we're not going to see that massive scale adoption and that massive volume and that massive price increase because it's still not in full scale use. So let's always just keep that in mind when we actually go ahead and decide, XRP, why is it not going up? Well, it's not 100% used yet. That being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to tap the like button, subscribe to the channel with the post notifications on, and share this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Don't forget to follow me on X. Also follow me on Instagram, all of my social media platforms, which again are linked in the description. Even Rumble, because we're posting content on there as well. Rumble.com/CryptoGeekYT, the exact same way it's spelled here. That being said, peace.